What is up? In today's video, I will be talking about the best drop spots in Fortnite Chapter 7. And there's actually a couple of them. So let's get right into it. Alright, the first drop spot that I think is really good is Classified Canyon. And this is in the bottom right corner of the map. It's like an Area 51 styled POI with a giant triangular building. So, if you didn't know, at this POI, there's actually a secret vault deep under the ground that will give you 2 guaranteed rare chests and a regular chest, along with just a lot of chest spawns and, of course, a vending machine that you can buy heals at. So, if you didn't know where the vault is located, you're just going to want to go to one of the doors at the corner of the building. You're just going to press the button and get into it. And then if you navigate down to a big open room, if you go down there and then you find one of the 2 zip lines that will just like lines that you can ride down, you're just going to want to find one of those and take it down to the bottom of the POI, where you can just then find the big red door, and then you can open it. It'll take about 15 seconds, some alarms will go off, and then it'll just give you 2 guaranteed rare chests and 1 normal chest. But then down in that room, there's also a lot of regular chests, and you can loot it really fast. It's condensed loot, plus you get those 2 guaranteed rare chests, and also you will get a guaranteed gold arc lightning gun on the table, which, if you didn't know, the regular arc lightning gun only comes in epic rarity, so that you will have the only gold one on the map. And as you know, I don't think the arc lightning gun is necessarily worth using, but if you really like it, you'll get a guaranteed gold one, and that's good for you. So then you can just take the zipline out and leave with your loot. And I think it's really good. However, it can be often contested, but because by now a lot of players know about it and will often contest you. So I usually end up fighting almost 5 players every time I drop there. But it gives you some of the best early game loot in the game. And you can also, if you find a car, you can also rotate there to the car jump that is near it. And if you just complete this jump, you'll get more rare loot, a guaranteed self-revive, and a 33% chance to give a mythic enforcer AR, which, if you didn't know, does 45 body shot damage, and the gold one does 40 body shot damage, the gray does 35. So the jump from gold to mythic is as significant as the jump from gray to gold. So if you find that, you may consider using it, even though I think the Deadeye AR is better. It just does so much raw damage. But then, my next spot that I want to talk about is going to be Wonky Land in the top left corner of the map. So it's in an opposite corner of the map. But Wonky Land, I think, also has a lot of good loot, and I think it's just a good spot to land at. So you could land on one of the rails that will actually give you instant free shield off spawn. You just land on the rail, you go through the small pool, and it will basically give you a slurp juice effect and give you 44 HP or shield, and then you can repeat it as many times as you want. So you can just repeat it 3 times for instant free shield. And then you could also grind the rails around the POI for loot. It's also just a really good looking POI. It's a really cool POI. I think it's one of the coolest POIs we've had in Fortnite for a while. So that's just another huge dub for it. But then you can also go and find a small mini game where you will shoot at targets for 30 seconds and be rewarded with loot. So you actually only have to shoot 1 target during the 30 seconds. So you can just start the game, shoot that 1 target, and then just leave it and come back in 30 seconds and claim your loot. And you will typically get 1 epic or legendary item, along with 1 other rare item, I believe, and some heals. So it's pretty good. And then you can also take the giant Ferris wheel that's there, and if you ride it up to the top, when you jump off of it, you'll actually get glider redeploy, and you can glide out of there. And there's also a chance you can get a car spawn at the front. But since cars are rare, I only feel like it's happening in some of my games. And then, of course, since it's at the edge of the map, and if you don't find a car, you are going to have to do some running into the storm, which can be inconvenient sometimes, and you'll just be, of course, out on the side of the map. But I also think that this is a POI that a lot of people land at, so you're also going to have to be ready to get some contents to be contested if you land at this spot. I don't think it's usually quite as contested as Classified Canyon, but I think you will definitely be contested a bit. Now also, I don't think this is one of the best drop spots, but if you didn't know, in the middle of the map, there's a tunnel near Interloop Labs, and if you go down into the room on the side of the tunnel, it looks like it's just a regular zipline room, but if you break one of the boxes and then break the wall and then break the floor under there, you'll actually get into a secret root room with one guaranteed rare chest and some good loot. However, you won't get very much loot out of it, and the tunnel itself doesn't have much loot, so you won't get a ton of loot out of that. So I just want to let you know that that is also a spot you can land if you want to be uncontested. And I think really no one knows about that. So if you want a free rare chest off spawn, you can just land there and pick it up every game, and you'll hardly ever be contested for it. And past that, I think the Wonky Land and Classified Canyon are the two best drop spots because you have access to good loot, and however, you will often be contested when going for those spots. And there's, of course, that secret loot spot under the map that you can just land at and get a free rare chest. I don't think it's the greatest spot, but you can, of course, land there and get a free rare chest. So if you want to win the game and are really aggressive, I'd say go to Wonky Land or Classified Canyon. But if you want a free rare chest, go to this spot under the map. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to subscribe and like. And I'll see you in the next time. Have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.